Okay, so we will start with Anna and then just go in order because that's what we started, which is great for our third when we do the three. So first of all, tell us why you became a social worker.
How much time do we have? Yeah, so we found out about HD for my dad and my grandfather. I was about 6 or 7, and my parents told me right away, so it's been a part of my life since then. And basically our whole family was at risk, and it was a lot of people. The support group in our area was pretty much just our family, and the cousins would all hang out together with a social worker. And I just remember how comforting that was to have that safe space. And then in college, I was introduced to HDO through Chandler Swope, the social worker. And she honestly changed my career path, just the way that she inspired me, as well as other social workers involved in the HD community. She was there for me through my testing process and just supportive of everyone and really just inspired me to try to be that person for other young people in the community, and so that really led me to social work.
So I am the daughter of a self-identified late recovering alcoholic, and so I grew up in a home with active addiction and recovery, and there were parts of my childhood where there were people there to help, and I noticed the difference in that, and there were parts in my childhood where there weren't. And so from a young age, I felt like going into social work would be important because I wanted to be someone who could fill in the gaps for people. I just wanted to fill in the gaps where there was a need. I just wanted to help out. I did sway my path to be a biomedical engineer, but realized that I love science, but I love people more. So I veered back over into social work, and I've been in social work for 10 years now, which is interesting because Huntington's disease I was a social worker before Huntington's disease. That was a neat swing on things. Yeah.
So I was always that kid in school that didn't try to full potential. I never knew what I wanted to be. I never had any desire to be a nurse or a teacher or anything growing up. My mom had Huntington's disease and I just wanted to fix her. So I wanted to be a scientist. I wanted to find a cure for HD. And I went into college going on to, I also knew being at risk, I didn't want to dedicate that much time. So I was like, what's a fast track path to science and being able to help in some sort of way? So I joined a program, a PA program, and figured I'd do it that way. And then they gave me a cat to dissect. And that was the end of my science program. And I was like, okay, I finished this, and I finished my 4-year degree in many more years after that. But I realized I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and after my mom passed away, I got very involved in the HD community in different ways, and I was trying to figure out how I could be helpful to other people, whether that's in the HD space or outside, but just making sure people don't feel alone wherever they are in their journey of life. And there was a lot of social workers in my life, whether that's through child services or when my mom was in a long-term care facility, or then in the HD community space and my mental health space as well. So that's when I dove into a social work program, and then I got my first job at a long-term care facility on HD unit as the social worker there, and the same facility my mom was a resident at. So it was like I finally found where I was supposed to be.
I just want to add, I also went to college for neuroscience, so there's some city I came here. But yeah, the mice for me is what changed my.
You didn't get to the cat.
No, I didn't get to the cat.
I found it thrilling. It's exciting to me.
Jamie, you hear that? We often hear the word boundaries and self-care with various professionals in the community. Various professionals in the community telling us about boundaries and self-care. As social workers with direct impact with HD, how do you apply these concepts to your personal and your professional life?
So boundaries are a struggle place, I think, for a lot of social workers because we always want to be there to help people. And so one of the things with social work is you cannot help people when your cup is empty. You start getting resentful and bitter. So there's just like a constant analysis that you have to do of yourself just to make sure you're in check when you're helping people during vulnerable times. So I really had the opportunity to practice self-care more. For me, that is turning my phone off or ignoring it when my daughter's got a volleyball game or my son's in his karate practice. I love to watch TV shows. There was a while when I worked in frontline child welfare where I couldn't watch like murder mysteries because I needed something more positive. And now I'm back watching murder mysteries, and that's my self-care since I'm more in this space. I can enjoy them again. Just making sure I have that time with my husband. There was a while where things were just really crazy and chaotic. So for us, it was with the kids and stuff. We had cookie dough, and we would watch a movie after the kids were asleep. Like just finding those little things that just help to center you. Now I will walk away and come back to something. I'm a big believer in square breathing and just kind of constant like development on self-care and boundaries, but it's never it's never not okay to say no. Like it is okay to say no, because sometimes like with the best intentions, when we say yes, we can do more harm than good.
Okay, Anna, everyone walking through their HDJHD journey finds a superpower. Actually, sometimes we find numerous superpowers. A great example of this is the mothers that care for their children with JHD. They all have so many tips, tricks, character traits, resources they have managed all on their own with mental support. We see them sharing all that they've learned with each other in a chat and support groups. Looking through the lens of your lived experience as a person who is both a professional social worker and directly impacted by HD, what is the most important thing you have learned? What's your superpower?
This is hard. It's a hard one because I feel like everything I've gained from this community, it's not something like I did. It's something that the community gave to me, and just endless lessons learned from all of you. And I think I would say, as an umbrella term, combining everything that I've learned from everyone is resilience. And when I say that, I don't mean never giving up. I mean knowing when to take a break, knowing when to step away from something, and being okay with that, and not feeling like a failure, not feeling guilt, and knowing that you can come back at any time. Really that ebb and flow of being present in this space, taking time away from this space, and really checking in with yourself to see where you're at and if you're in a good space mentally and emotionally while doing this work and being a part of this community and being a caregiver, and safe.
Okay. I took so many notes for myself. Man, what is one word of advice you would give to a child or young adult who is at risk?
There's just one word. I have many words all the time, but there's a lot of things that were said today. But also I think one of the biggest things is that you're not alone. And I think that goes into many different ways as your feelings are validated and you're not alone in that, right? Like you're not the only person that's ever been embarrassed of the situation or impacted by each thing in this way. And remember that support can come from many different places. It can come from your family, but a lot of times it's not. It's that chosen family, the people in this room. It could be people outside of the community, it could be professionals, but knowing that and realizing that and actually taking that first step and acting on it and reaching out is so invaluable.